Hi, welcome everyone. Um, my name is Jyotika. This is Ushul and this is Nelly. We are students from the MSc Social and Cultural Psychology course and from the Psychology and Computer Science department. The Changemakers project that we were chosen for was the academic mentoring project, especially in the Department of International Development. So the main research questions that were proposed towards us and that we aimed to explore was how postgraduate students in the Department of International Development experience academic mentoring. And more importantly, what we wanted to focus on was how the current academic mentoring in the department could be improved. And the main aim that we came up with was to develop guidance materials for both students as well as academic mentors to make the best out of their experience of academic mentoring, as well as develop recommendations on how to gather evidence of the student experience, especially for future students and the students that come from this. Yeah, we based all of these on the following literature review. From the literature review, the definition for academic mentoring was seen as something that is a relationship between someone who is more experienced, so in this case, a mentor, and someone who's less experienced, and that would be the mentee. And we found that there are a lot of benefits of academic mentoring, especially in the academic behavioral and career fields. But more importantly, for the International Development Department, we saw the importance of academic mentoring in the field of career development, especially because they go into diverse sectors. And the research gap that we tried to aim was regarding specific departmental mentoring practices and not just LSE wide. And like I mentioned, we did thank Eden Center for a lot of the guidance that we used was from the Eden Center and the research that they had completed. And it was just us doing it in a more specific way. Yeah, and in order to mainly go through these research questions, we used a mixed methods approach. So the first thing that we did was we conducted surveys and we sent it to the students of the International Development Department. The survey mainly included open-ended questions, but we also had a few Likert scale questions that targeted their experience of academic mentoring both in the autumn term as well as in the winter term. The findings that we found from these surveys is what we used to inform our guidance materials. Basically, we used the guidance materials from the Eden Center and we adapted it. And these findings also helped us write a topic guide for our next section of methodology, which was focus groups. The first set of focus groups was with the staff and the academic mentors. First one was with the professional service staff, and it was really insightful for us. We gained a lot of idea of the department from that. And the second focus group was a few of the academic mentors who really helped us understand their perspective of academic mentoring. Then we used these insights from the focus groups to again to go through a second adaptation of our guidance materials and inform our topic guide as well for the students. The focus group with students was a different we chose a different group. We basically had two different kinds of focus groups. One was with just students from the department, the other one was with specifically student representatives. And instead of just giving a topic guide or just asking questions, we actually presented the guidance materials to the students so that they could go through it and tell what they felt was right and what they felt that what recommendation they could give to the guidance material and what they felt that did not resonate with them. And then later on, after they discussed that, we also had question answer with them. And with the student representatives, we also got to talk a lot about the SSLC, the committee meetings that they had with the academics, and that really informed our findings as well. And after all of this, we finally had a developed guidance material that we have put outside, both for the academic mentors and for the students.
So now I'll talk about a little bit of our findings. So basically, as we said in the survey, we had some sort of like Likert scale questions. So just to set the scene. So as expected, both in like autumn term and winter term, students usually engage with their academic mentors to get support on their like studies, dissertation, and career mostly. And this was the same in both terms. And secondly, quantitatively, a majority of the students were actually satisfied with their academic mentoring experiences, which is, I think, But qualitatively, we gathered a little bit of a different story, and we actually gathered a lot of insight about students' experiences with academic mentoring in the department. So first of all, there was a confusion around the role of academic mentor and their position in providing dissertation support, which was a main finding in our survey. And secondly, there was a confusion about the scope of the academic mentor. So sometimes students didn't know what is the right thing to talk to their academic mentor about. So that was another confusion area. So as you can see, someone said I didn't feel comfortable opening up at first, as it felt a bit formal and I wasn't sure what I could talk about to academic mentors. So there was a little bit confusion around that as well. And secondly, as expected, there was a diverse experience of students, academic experiences with academic mentoring. So everyone had a different experience, but what they wanted is that a standard minimum from their relationship, whether it's once group meetings once a term or twice a term, whatever it is, but they want a minimum standard for all academic mentors. And also students expect their academic mentors to be genuinely interested in getting to know them, and also tailoring their advice specific to each student. So they want a little bit of a personal touch in that relationship. But also students reflected on their own experiences. So they wish that they had booked more office hours. They wish they prepared in advance, made use of emails more effectively, especially when they cannot get a hold of their academic mentor. And also they wish they had discussed their formatives with their academic mentors. Student representatives function as a feedback channel or a communication between students and then the academic side as well. So when there was a confusion, they basically tried to figure it out for students as well. And as we found in our focus group, there is an expectation gap between what students expect from academic mentors, what academic mentors expect from students. So while some mentors and students are more proactive, others wait to be approached. So what they want, again, as I said, the minimum standard. And also one last thing, I think a biggest key takeaway from our finding is that academic mentoring is a big topic for undergrads, and we understand why this is because they're at the beginning of their academic journey, and when people come to postgrad, they have already an experience in academia, or they have experience outside at least. But we think that it's important to treat academic mentoring for postgraduate students a little bit of an undergrad mentoring, especially in the beginning, because postgrads come here for a year. They have to figure it all out in the beginning and hit the ground running. So in the beginning, I think it's really important to provide a little bit more proactive support to just set that relationship.
So one thing that we found works really well is group meetings by academic mentors with all of their mentees, preferably face-to-face, and especially in the autumn term, the beginning of their academic journey at MSc. And this is because it promotes peer-to-peer relationships, so it also fosters some kind of community, helps them to get to know their peers, maybe also support their peers. It also is a very low barrier, low threshold meeting for students who might feel less comfortable around academic mentoring. And it also helps people, students who are not used to the academic mentoring system at all, kind of see and potentially mirror the behavior of other students that are more comfortable around academic mentors. So we see a lot of value in group meetings. And for the mentor side, they're obviously also very beneficial because they already get one of the two obligatory meetings of the term out of the way in one meeting with all of their students. And as we've already touched on a little bit, to tackle the problem of the confusion around the role of the academic mentor, dialogues or conversations between the academic representation in the student staff liaison committee work really well. So to stay in conversation between students and staff is another thing that already works well. So what could be improved? we found that it could be helpful to have a clearer communication from the department side on academic mentoring, specifically in the beginning of the academic year. So we suggest week 2 for this, since week 2 is already so full of all kinds of information, that week 2 just seems more feasible. But then also within the department, we found that the understanding of the role of the academic mentor, specifically in dissertation support, should be clarified, and only through this can it then be communicated clearly to the students as well. And one suggestion specifically for this was to maybe switch back to random allocation of mentors, because that might remove a layer of confusion around the role in dissertation supervision. Lastly, academic mentors should be up to date about the changing policies around the school, and the suggestion we have around that could be that maybe one member of academic staff could take the responsibility of being updated, like doing exactly this and informing the other academic mentors about changing policies. So what our project ends next week, but the outputs that stay hopefully are the guidance for academic mentors and for students that, as we said, you can take a look at outside and are based on the Eden Center's guidance and based on our findings. And also the survey itself that we used, that could be used in general to research academic mentoring, but also specifically to monitor and evaluate the value of the guidance materials.
First of all, we want to thank Ernestina, who proposed the project. She's from the Department of International Development. We really thank her for all her guidance. Second, we want to thank Madeline. She was a supervisor and she helped us. She really held our hand all throughout the project. And we want to thank Maya from the professional service staff. Thank you for coming here today, and thank you for all the help that you did throughout the project. We want to thank Eden Center as well. We really based all of our guidance materials and most of the guidance that we used and the resources that we used was from the Eden Center. So thank you for that. And finally, we want to thank the Department of International Development.
So here are references, and thank you so much for listening, and we're really excited for your questions.